This video is about how to access MaizeCODE dataset on SciApps. There are two ways to do that. First is to check a list of MaizeCODE experiments. We can do that by clicking on Data, then MaizeCODE, which will load the data processed so far. If we pick one dataset, for example, pollen RNA-seq data, and click on Load, you will see there's two replicates for this dataset. The rep1 and the rep2. The results are QC and gene quantification of this replicate with RCM. The genome browser files forward and reverse strand, and alignment files are using star, and the transcript construct with string type. One important thing we can do is we can use this result, the stage and cloud, for downstream analysis, like a differential expression analysis. To do that between pollen and the root, we can also load the root to the history panel. Now we have all the gene quantification for these two replicates of two samples. We can open an app called RCM for differential expression analysis. Since I have two replicates, what we need to do is simply drag and drop the quantification results into the field for each sample, and click on Submit. This will show up in the history panel, and it's grayed out before it's registered in the database. Let's go back to the MaizeCODE page. There's more thing we can do. One thing is like we can visualize the results. For example, to see the QC report, you can click on it. Will show up the QC report of both replicates before and after trimming and adapter removing. To access the metadata of this experiment, we can simply select it, click on Visualize, which shows the diagram. But if you click on the input file, which is the read one of rep1, we can open the DataComs landing page, which has the metadata collected by the MaizeCODE project and reorganized by SciApps. It's things like tissue, read length, the PI number to identify the germplasm, NCBI SRID. You can use that to check data on the NCBI website. The SciApps ID, which allow you to trace back. You can put this ID back on the SciApps website, which allow you to search going back, to the experiment. You can simply launch this analysis with this button, which basically will tell you all the parameters inputs has been used to analyze the data. You can reanalyze it if you want, or you can use it to analyze new data. Or you can send this workflow to someone else, which has a unique workflow ID. So you give this to anyone, he can check the results. The second one to see the data is through the Choose then gbrowse, which has all the genome browser tracks organized together, so you can check the data of your interest. Importantly, each track is linked back to SciApps. If you click on that, which will load the workflow, show you the parameter used to generate this track data. And on that interface, you can do anything we just showed you to visualize QC report, do some downstream analysis.